What is good, Nomad Pack Internet peoples? How we doing today? Major Nomad here. I'm going to be doing a fun little reaction. Apparently, this has been going a little crazy. Sean Strickland going a bit viral on not only X and aka Twitter, but other social sites. Sean Strickland, UFC Houston Media Day, where he speaks his mind, and I definitely seen how he speaks his mind before. I love it. I disagree with some things, but hey, I'm pro free speech, so all power to him, and definitely shout out to UFC and Dana White for letting the fighters exercise their First Amendment right to free speech. Whether you like it or not, disagree with it or not, I love it. I'm going to be seeing what he's talking about because, like I said, it's been going wild on the internet, and this just happened recently, so I'm going to see what all the fuss is about. I guarantee he's probably going to make not only me, but you guys laugh as well, and is going to trigger a lot of wokies, so that's even more icing on the cake. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So exciting.
Yeah, it's really really gentrified down here. It's like white and boring. I like it.
In Houston?
It's been nice.
I thought it's like a mix.
Did you buy a gun here in Texas?
No, I should though. I don't think there's waiting periods. No, I thought I'd have to. Houston.
You should go to Crusader Firearms in Dallas, Texas. This one gun YouTuber I watch that talks about it, showed off the store in Crusader Arms in Dallas, Texas. It looks fire. I gotta pay a visit to that gun store. Okay, besides the point.
Houston's supposed to be like ranked 4th in the most dangerous city, which sounded a little exciting, you know? It's always, anytime you go in and get water and you think you're gonna get mugged, it makes life a little better. But no, it's real white, real boring, real safe here. Yeah.
What about your opponent?
I mean, he seems like a really boring white man, you know. American kids, American wife, like, you know. I'm sure he appreciates the gentrified Houston.
So what do you think about him, though? Do you think he's like? What are you expecting from him in the fight?
I like a lot of the random questions these reporters ask.
He does a little stand up and then wrestles. I don't know. I've really watched him fight. I've seen some highlights of him choking motherfuckers out. It kind of looks cool, but I don't know. What do you think he's gonna do?
I have no idea. I'm the wrong person to ask.
You're the wrong person. This is your job. You've watched every one of his fights, I'm sure. Like, what would you think he's going to do?
He's got a good point there.
He's going to try and punch you.
He's going to what?
He's going to try to punch you.
Well, yeah, of course. But do you think there'll be any wrestling taking part? No.
Probably.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, it's MMA. Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, we'll go out there and fight. You know, it'll be nice. I'll hit him. He'll hit me.
You'll have a good time on Paramount.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Paramount, man. Yeah, it's real quiet there. I like it, man. You gotta like lose fights more often. Just going back to the Apex here with you guys. It's real quiet. No one's here. Is that like a bad sign for the MMA world, or is it just his card?
No, I think it's more about Texas.
Yeah, Texas is really boring here, guys. Like, it's nice so I could walk down the street and like nobody who knows who the fuck I am. It's really like in Nashville when I cornered Kurt, dude, I couldn't leave my hotel. But here it's like fucking ghost town. I love it. And, you know, Paramount's cool. I mean, they fucking ruined Halo, but other than that, you know, they made it
Facts.
But other than fucking ruining, like,
L Paramount for ruining Halo. I agree. I agree with that. L Paramount for that.
Legend to me. I mean, Paramount's cool. We don't make more money, but, you know.
I'd love to get your opinion on some current events. Are you...
Uh-oh, here we go.
Why not, dude? It's real quiet here today. It's nice. No one to make fun of. There's no earring man. What's his name? I like that guy. Oscar, yeah, dude, he's actually trains at Extreme. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, he's fought, too. He's won a couple fights.
No shit, has he?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
So, who do you think has Nancy Guthrie? Where do you think she is? Do you know who that is?
Dude, I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean, like, I don't know. I know the gun shop owner that fucking gave him the list of gun purchases. FBI, fuck that guy. He's like Armor Bear or some shit, dude. Like, you fucking traitor, you fucking commie. That fucker needs to go out of business. It's crazy. Giving names to the government, the bad guy. You don't know much about that Canadian, but you probably support that shit. But yeah, dude, I don't fucking know, man. I mean, it's like,
damn.
Who cares?
Do you think it's weird that people care? Because that's one thing that people are talking about. Why does everybody care about this lady?
Well, she's famous. You guys don't understand. We're better than you guys. You know, it's like, well, I'm better than you guys. Like, something happens to me. Well, not me, because people hate me, and I'm the white right side. But like, you know, famous people are better than you guys. I'm sorry, it's weird, man. No, I think it's, it's like, again, it's like you want people to give a fuck, making an attractive blonde girl, and like everybody gives a fuck. Everybody gives a fuck. You get little LaQuisha down in Compton gets kidnapped, or fucking Detroit. No one gives a fuck. I don't know, man.
Like, damn, they just no fucking filter. He's kind of got a point, though. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of got a point. All these
big like current affairs that happen, like we don't give a fuck, but it's like it's just being fed to you. It's being fed to you. You can't help but to care, because it's like you open up your phone and like, oh man, you see this fucking old bitch who's been kidnapped. Like it's just like your thoughts are not your own thoughts, and the moment you realize that and you understand that like everything you believe is just like fucking prepackaged and fucking implanted in your brain, you give way less fuck.
I mean, he kind of has a point with that, too. I'm not going to lie.
Fuck me, dude.
I kind of agree with that.
Rhonda and Gina. Whoever thought about that?
But mostly when it comes to a lot of media, pop culture, and especially politics, let's keep it a stack.
Are they going to be half naked? I guess I will be half naked. Might be making it a little better. I don't know, dude. Like, well, let's be honest. Ronda Rousey can fight. That bitch can fight. She's Olympian. We're fucking Olympian. I mean, I think she lost a few fights to her ex, but... bitch could fight. Gina always sucked. I like Gina. She's like super conservative. She was hot. I was like a kid when she fought. I may have jerked off to her once or twice.
Okay, that's a lot of information there. I like free speech, but
like
dude, that's kind of unnecessary information.
I was like, what, like 12?
Gina Carano is a baddie, though. Well, but, I'm surprised she became a fighter. I didn't even know that.
But yeah, Gina, she always kind of sucked. She was just hot. And back then, like...
And to keep in mind, just mind you real quick, sorry for interrupting, but no, Mads, I will say this. Other than UFC, I do pay attention mostly to fighting type of sports because I don't give a damn about football or whatnot. But, well, a little bit of basketball too, but I mostly like watching... UFC and boxing, but mostly UFC. I pay more attention to that. And, I do like the unfilteredness when it comes to the fighters speaking their mind, mostly with Sean Strickland and others in mind. But I will say, hold on.
Women's MMA was like slightly worse than it is now, which is insane.
That's just one of the things that slipped my mind. I do watch a little bit of the female fighters, but I never knew Gina Carano actually was fighting or getting into that. That's crazy. I didn't even know.
A lot. I don't know. Do you guys care about Gina and Ronda? No. No, nobody gives a f***. Maybe you put some oil on it,
Put some oil.
Do some dollar bills. People might give a fuck. But really, like, not many people give a fuck about women's MMA in general, It's like, it's like the WNBA. Everyone's like, oh, like,
but some freaking oil.
Sports.
Okay,
like,
baby oil. Diddy freaking joke there.
Like,
okay, buddy.
You take the weakest, softest motherfucker here, and you guys would beat up Amanda Nunes. Like, fucking the fat guy in the Hawaiian shirt. No offense, I don't like you, but like you,
fat guy in the Hawaiian shirt.
No, she fucking won it, dude. No, she fucking won it. I'm telling you, dude. Women are like. And there's nothing wrong with women. They do great things. They cook, they clean, they make good food. Like, women are great. If it wasn't for like pussy and MMA, you guys, I would be fucking prison. The only thing that kept me out of prison, I always say it's MMA, but no, there are no women in prison, right? Like, that's why I didn't go to fucking prison. Knowing I'm gonna have to go be surrounded by a bunch of fucking dudes for 30 years, I'm not doing that shit. But that being said...
Well, you shouldn't want to be striving to go to prison anyway. That's for losers. But in general...
We got to remember what women excel at. Having kids, being mothers, making food, cleaning the house. The problem is we've empowered them too much to ruin society. Not you, of course. You're great at your job.
I agree with that part. I agree with that part.
Most leftist women understand that, like,
leftist
after they get
women,
what they want, they're like, this sucks.
Libtards. He's got a point there.
So here's another current event that has nothing to do with women. Have you been watching Heated Rivalry?
Wait, what?
Have you watched Heated Rivalry? Do you know
Heated Rivalry?
She's the only one asking questions right now. That's interesting. Well, one of the only ones asking questions.
No, what is that?
It's a hockey show about.
I like her questions though.
Oh no shit!
She's asking some good questions.
No shit. Were they on the same team?
No, they were rivals. Heated Rivalry.
No shit.
And they were closeted.
But
It's a great love story.
But they were actually banging each other. Like, this is real NHL guys.
Well, it's a show. It's not a.
So it's not a real thing.
No.
Yeah, no fucking way, dude. Hockey doesn't play that game. Hockey's a real fucking man sport, dude. Bunch of hockey dudes are in a locker room and some guy comes out as gay. You know that guy's getting fucked up, man. Hockey is like the last man sport. Like, I mean, look at the NFL, dude. You had that.
I kind of see it too. You know, I will say I don't typically watch hockey, but I do like watching the highlights and then when they get fighting. That's one of the more aggressive sports when they charge at each other with those sticks and sometimes fight each other. Like, I seen them fight. They go crazy. They push each other up on the like windowed walls and that blocks the people from possibly getting hit with the hockey puck. I seen those people push each other up against walls and fight. I will say I admire that. That's one of the more contact sports. I don't watch the full thing, but I do watch the highlights.
I don't even want to say the faggot's name because, like,
whoa,
just like, what, somebody give me his name. Dude, come say his name. I want to say, you know, I'm talking about the halftime show guy, the Puerto Rican, right? Puerto Rican.
Bad Bunny.
Bro, yeah, that fucking faggot. Like, dude, it is so crazy that this is America now. Like, back in the day, dude, the NFL was the fucking standard of being a fucking man.
I didn't
now,
like
every fucking year the NFL. I think they all get together around a table.
Like I said, I'm not much for football, but he's kind of got a point. The Bad Bunny thing was a bit of a L, I will say. I don't even have none against him, but some of the stuff he said that was out of pocket, like that one thing I will say, especially because it was definitely more of a diss at Trump and ICE and whatnot. Oh, you're coming to an all-American thing, you better learn Spanish. I will say, yeah, you kind of are going to get a bit of backlash and heat from the conservative side just for that. So, not for nothing. He's making money, so he wouldn't really care either way.
Able to say, you know, guys, how do we fucking ruin this sport? How do we gay it up? How do we fucking ruin it? Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we bring a gay foreigner who doesn't speak fucking English and have him perform it? Like, get the fucking, and you have like, yeah, dude, it's like, the NFL is like fucking pathetic these days. So even like the NFL players can probably hate it. Yeah, no. NFL's gay. I think we'd all agree the NFL got real gay lately.
I hate to break it to you, but because of the show, an NHL player came out as gay.
Oh, no shit. Well, that guy's definitely going to beat him in the locker room. No, dude. I mean, in the day, man, like, mental illness is real. And, you know, if you...
That's true.
Like, the way I feel
it's
about
a bit
gays
more
is very simple.
Because government officials are shutting a lot of those places down. It's been more apparent, and it's been a lot of those people up on the street not getting the proper care that they need. So, not for nothing, that's what's making it worse in society.
You're fucking gay, dude. Go suck cock. You know, go be gay. Go be happy. Like, dude, I want to know what it's like, man, right? Like, I like pussy. Like, I have no idea what it's like. I actually feel bad for the gays. Can you imagine being a dude waking up and be like, hey, I want to fuck other dudes? I don't know what that's like. Fucking weird, man. It's clearly mental illness, but I support it. You know, sometimes you got to just, you know, let your retarded flag fly. But,
no filter Strickland, man.
That being said,
man, this guy.
You know, trans is too far though. If you wanna cut your dick off and call yourself fucking Susie and yeah, I don't fuck with that. You know, if you're gay, dude, whatever, dude. Go be fucking gay. Keep that shit in your house. Keep it personal. But the trans shit, no. I think we all agree trans is bad, right? Everybody here. Show of hands. Everybody raise their hands.
That's one thing, you know, on my political, I guess, belief. I'm like, if you're a consenting adult that's not shoving it down people's throat, whether I agree the part with the gay thing, with the trans thing, I say there needs to be more implementations. Like, don't try to push this down kids' throat, especially trying to brainwash and manipulate them, because that makes school's a very dangerous place. Not only does the kids got to navigate, figure out who he or she could be friends with, and navigate dealing with public school, which don't teach much value anyway to begin with, and don't teach really good life skills as it used to have been like years ago, and a little bit in the later 90s to 2000s where it wasn't as bad, like when Bush was in office. But when they try to, especially in California, let's keep it a stack, when they manipulate the kid and trying to push this down the kid and mess with the kid's mind, that's like very problematic. And Trump needs to, Linda McMahon and President Trump need to crack down more on that, more than what they both have been doing, my 2 cents. But if you're a consenting adult, 18, have at it. It's your body. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't care. If you're not a consenting adult, then that's kind of a problem. because you need to be at least 18 to do a lot of things like move out by yourself, bank account, file in for a credit card, like signed to a credit card, all that stuff. So if you're 18 consenting adult, then whatever, if you got the money, go do what you got to do. Just a side note there. I know it's besides the point, but I just wanted to let people know about that. Hate it, love it, don't like my opinion or not, that's just me. And our First Amendment allows us to say what we want to say, so like it or not. But at least with me, compared to Sean Strickland, at least I'm more fair about it. Sean Strickland just said, oh, hell no. So, at least give me credit there. But nah, I get where Sean Strickland's coming from, I will say. And this is coming from a pagan.
This might be a really bad segue, but I saw some pictures of you training with a little boy. How'd that happen? What was that
What
like?
the fuck? Relax, Epstein.
Training.
This ain't the White House card. Relax. No, I went to a local gym and trained, and
Yo, I think she knows what she's
8-year-old
doing by asking
savages
him those
beating the shit out of
questions.
each
She
other,
knows what
just
she's
giving
doing.
CT at a young age. It's really nice.
I think
to
we
see.
found somebody to replace
But, on a
Danielle.
lighter,
I
less,
think we found somewhere
homophobic
to
racist
replace
note,
her.
I will say
All
that
jokes aside.
as I've gone through the journey of fighting, I've really enjoyed interacting with fans. It's like I'm gonna go take my clothes off and go try to die, but you kind of meet these younger kids, and I started training when I was like 13, 14, and you kind of like, you could see like I could see myself when I'm training these kids. Now, mind you, I'm way nicer than these kids. I remember when I was a kid and I would like go see a UFC fighter, and I was like, oh my God, I get to train you. He'd beat the fuck out of me. I'm like, I'm just giving little love taps. But it's kind of awesome to see, like, you kind of see yourself in these kids coming up, and they look up to you, which is probably a horrible thing to do. But yeah, no, it's I've been finding a lot of enjoyment in that aspect of the sport.
Are you turning soft?
I mean, I got married, maybe, dude. I mean, maybe I'm just turning into a big old fucking pussy. No, I will say
It doesn't seem like it.
Here's the thing.
Doesn't seem like it.
There are days when I wake up and I like utterly crave chaos. I got mortgages and shit, like I got fucking mortgages. I like to pay my taxes sometimes, an accountant. But there are days where I'm like, I kind of missed my dream of just buying like $50,000 land and putting a trailer on it, and I got mortgages and shit and responsibility. Now fighting is not a choice anymore. It's a job, which kind of sucks, but life is significantly better when you stop acting like a head. So I just don't leave my house often.
And last question for me, I saw a video of a story about
A bit
you
of
training with
self-improvement.
Preacher
I
Lawson.
respect that. You should be
that?
thinking about
Comedian.
investments, because he probably isn't going to be
commented on it.
fighting for 10 more
shit,
years.
the
Who
black
knows?
guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you should let. I seen a video you trained the black guy. Well, I guess I didn't learn it. No, yeah, I didn't know he was a fucking comedian. He just showed up. Like, I don't know if this makes me racist, but every time a big black man shows up to the gym, especially on a boxing day, I just assume that you know how to box. Like, I just assume that like you're a fucking boxer. Next thing, I don't assume you're a comedian, especially because you're not making me fucking laugh, dude. You're like, So, anyways, we're boxing, and this motherfucker kept like looking at the floor, just kept looking at the floor. He's like, you hit me in the back. No, dude, you're looking at the floor. Fucking clean punches. But he's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. What's his name?
Preacher Lawson.
Is he a boxer? Or he just wanted to go spar.
I think he just likes to train.
Okay. Yeah, no, I respect that. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Put his head down too much. Happens.
Thank you.
I feel bad almost asking a fight question, but I mean, you're becoming an OG of the UFC. I mean, you came up through King of the Cage, and you've been fighting and champion, all of that accolades and the records you've been setting. But when Saturday hits and Mega Raptors, When Johnny Comes Marching Home,
Yeah, that's a good
plays
song.
on the speakers, what do you feel? What goes through your head when that moment comes on?
I try not to I try not to think about fighting at all. Like, even when I'm training, even now, I try not to think about it, because like when you're a fighter and like you flip that switch to like, all right, I'm ready to fucking die for what I want. it's hard to shut off. So like early in fighters' careers, you lay in bed every night and you visualize like I'm going to come out and jab. He's going to take me down, and you stuff his head. And I mean, you're up for hours and hours. You wake up at 3 a.m. just like, how is this going to play out? And as you get older and you've had a lot of fights and like they've ended or finished the way you didn't, you just realize it doesn't do anything besides like stressing your nervous system. You know, all it does is it like ruins your sleep, ruins your training, makes you overthink shit. So I'm pretty calm and relaxed until I get to, I would even say like once my hands are wrapped, that's when the switch kicks on. We're like, all right, I got like 30 minutes, you know, pace your mind so you don't overwork itself. But then like mentally, you got to be ready to fucking die for what you want. I like that guy, dude. Where are you from, dude? Oh, don't do that, dude. Come on, relax, Elon.
Hey, Sean over here. Do you think that the winner of this fight should jump Imavov for a title opportunity?
I don't fucking know, dude. I mean, here's the thing, dude. Do I think that, like, do you want to see two fucking terrorist Muslims fight each other, right? Like,
whoa.
I mean, again, more than likely, Chimaev's going to take down Imavov and just fucking dry hump him for, and nobody gives a fuck about two foreigners fucking fighting. But the thing about Chimaev, dude, it's like, how inactive is he going to be, right? So, like, I mean, let's just say this fight does happen. When is it supposed to happen?
Well, if you or Anthony won this, you might fight him at the White House card.
Yeah, it'd be funny bring a fucking terrorist to the White House.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it won't surprise me with this administration. You know, I feel like Trump would do that. Like, I mean, but again, like, they bring Ali Abazab to the fucking, like, wasn't he on stage with Trump, right? Like, dude, weren't you, like, did you get caught with passports and became an FBI informant? Like, what the fuck are you doing with the president of the United States, dude? How the fuck did you get here, you know? But, I mean, dude, life's weird, man.
Imagine.
Like, there's that viral clip with, like, Tiki that, like, goes and, like, you know, he knocks out the streamer.
I would personally watch or pay-per-view that if they were at the White House and Hamzoff and Sean Strickland were the fight. I would watch that. I don't know about all these allegations he is saying about Hamzoff Chimaev, but I will say I fucks with him on this part when he said, oh yeah, give it 2-3 years in Kyrgyzstan and we'll whoop them into shape, like he was talking about this current youth being, you know, nowadays being more soft and offended and all this other BS. Like, that would never happen in my school. In my school, when I was, even this was around the time Obama was in office, when I was still in high school and whatnot, or when his term was like his middle term. If you act the way that a lot of these kids act now on social media in school, you're going to get freaking bullied. Yeah, that's not going to go well for you. So I will say, definitely that camp they go to in Kyrgyzstan, I'm all for toughening up the youth and people in general, because nowadays a lot of people are so offended, and I don't even want to get into it. But I do fucks with Hamzoff Chimaev because of that, and the other, yeah.
It was a sucker punch, by the way. Like, everyone's like, oh man, it's really dope that you did that. Like, was it dope? Like, you had a cup and you sucker punched a guy in the face. What would be dope to say, all right, man.
Oh, yeah, Khabib, too. Khabib is, I like
that's
Khabib.
What fucking man
Khabib
does,
is
dude.
dope.
Like, what a woman-beating fucking rapist, like, that's what he does. He just looks away like, oh, yeah, you serious? You serious? Boom, sucker punch. Like, what? That's kind of being a little bitch to me. If you're going to fucking fight a man, you say, you give him the option. But, yeah, life's weird, man. So when you're talking about Chimaev going to the White House, you know, he's best friends with like a fucking warlord dictator that murders people. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me with this administration.
If that's true, that's crazy, and I'm kind of surprised that just goes under the radar. Who knows? I don't know that to be true. If he's just making that up, that's kind of like, wow, that's kind of a little messed up. But if it's not, then, you know, I gotta look into that.
What's a fucking terrorist on the White House card? I guess the perfect person to fight him would be me, right? The last real fucking American in the UFC. Now we got some other guys. Zach Reese, he's a good American.
Yeah, have your own little Rocky story there. But
again, but we'll look back to Chimaev. You know, it's like, it's kind of hard, dude, because let's just say he does fight Imanov or whatever. Every fucking fight, this guy gets hurt. Mysterious injuries. I break my hand. My ovaries hurt. Like, I did this. I did that. Like, dude, you've never produced an x-ray. You've never produced an MRI. Like, but every fucking fight, dude, you got to take a year off because you're fucking injured. Like, are you that big of a bitch? So, I don't know.
I heard that too. To be fair, what he said, I kind of heard about that too, that rumor.
And actually how many times she fights, you know?
If that's the case.
Like, when you're him, do you have to fight? When you're fucking sucking off Cordero and you're getting fucking gifted G-Wagons and like, I mean, how much money do you think that guy fucking gets from the Chechnyan warlord, right? He probably gets a fuck ton. So it's like, for him, it's not necessarily about fighting. It's about having a belt for as long as possible. And I think that's why you have a guy who just fucking hits on it and gets injured. Yeah.
And then you've trained with NFL All-Pro Max Crosby. He said that after his career, he would actually like to try his chance in the UFC. How do you think he would do against the current heavyweight division?
No, I actually boxed him once. It's kind of funny. I'll tell you a funny story about Max. So I'm married. He's married, you know. We're all married. We're not. This ain't the NHL. No gazer about unless it's a halftime show. So he's like, hey, Sean, I'm doing like this ESPN article. You want to come box me? I'm like, fuck yeah, Max. Like, you're a legend, dog. Like, and Max is like dope, dude. You want to talk about someone who's actually like been there for UFC fighters and like supported us? Like, Max is from day one, he's been an advocate of the UFC. So like he goes, dude, and he brings this like fine ass ESPN reporter. I mean, you know, dude, the ones that's like, how did you get this job? Like, right? Like, I don't know how you got this job, but I could probably connect some dots. So he brings this fine ass ESPN reporter and he's boxing me and I'm being like cool and I'm working. All of a sudden he starts like putting some fucking heat on me, right? And he's like, actually, he was a big mother. And I'm looking at this fine ass little piece of ass he brought. I'm like, dude, you're not. I'm like I want to be a homie and let you f me up in front of this chick, dude, but I just can't. I just don't have it in me. So me and him had a fucking war, and I cracked him a few times. He handled it well, but the thing is, dude, you just take that level of like athleticism. It would be very easy, and Max is one of those guys, dude. He just kind of has that like. That fight in him, you know. I know the NFL got real gay lately, and they've tried to like strip men of being men, and you can't hit people hard, or you can't do that shit. But I think Max does have that kind of like aggression in him that would translate so well to the UFC. How he does, I don't know. I mean, he should do well, but.
I will say even though he's pretty much unfiltered, saying whatever he does, speak his mind, so I definitely got to give that. I'll finish it up here, but I definitely got to give that to Sean Strickland. He is definitely really trying to have conversations and speak his mind to everybody at these UFC events and whatnot, so I give credit there, whether you like him, hate him, disagree with him or not. I disagree with a couple of his things, but for the most part, I like how he speaks his mind, and I agree with a fair amount of his things. So, you know, him exercising that free speech, and like I said, Dana, letting him speak his mind, even if it comes off a bit out of pocket or not.
Hard, like you're asking to do an entire different sport, and you want to learn that in a couple years after being an adult. It might be difficult, but I think he would win. You know, I think he'd knock it out. I'd be there to help the guy. Yeah. I fucked up. I said faggot. You know, you can't say that.
Oh, he just did it again. Dude, what the hell? Oh, my days. So, excuse me, no Mad Pack. Apparently, this wasn't in the video where he starts going off and they cut his mic after the win. Okay, I gotta see this. They cut off his mic. What did he say? I do hope he doesn't go too much out of pocket, because I'm surprised this is probably allowed on YouTube, so I guess it's fine, but I'm just gonna shut up and play it.
Yeah, no, I think Fluffy had some hate going into it. I think he, after the fight, dude, he came up to me and he was like, hey, when you flipped off my daughter. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't flip off your daughter. I didn't even, what the fuck are you talking about? She was in the crowd and she thinks you flipped her out. I'm like, Fluffy, there was hundreds of fucking people in the crowd booing me. Do you think that I looked at a little girl and flipped her off? No, I wouldn't do that, dude. I'm apologizing to him, because here I am. Her kid just watched me beat up her dad, thinking I'm this racist fucking skinhead. I'm like, dude, I feel like a piece of now, Fluffy. Thank you. Thank you for letting me win this fight. Now making me feel like a piece of shit, dude. So once I get done, I got to fucking call Fluffy and make a fucking apology to his kid now because I feel like a piece of shit.
Damn, it's worse though that he lost in front of the daughter. I mean, he gave a good fight, so that's still a good lesson, but you should be more mad at that over if he so-called flipped her off, which, say what you want about Sean Strickland, and I kind of agree he wouldn't typically do that. I can't see that part. I don't know all went on. I didn't watch the fight, I'm going to be honest, but I'm just checking this out right now. So this is definitely after the fight. You can tell by his marks. I digress.
Did you like the fact that they were booing you a little bit?
Nah, I don't give a fuck, dude. You know, it's actually kind of funny. Everybody, my whole corner's putting their head down. So if you notice, usually when I go into a fight, I'm fucking locked in, dog. I'm looking at this motherfucker. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck you up. He's looking at me, and then I noticed in the corner of my eye, because you need some hate when you fight, right? Like you just can't go in there and like you gotta come from a place of hate just a little bit. And I noticed in the corner of my eye, Jim West. That motherfucker's looking at me, and I look at Jim West. You'll see if you look at the fight, I like veer off. I'm looking at Jim West. I kept thinking, there's no fucking way I'm going to let this fucking predator beat me and have a fucking victory over me. You right? Like, so my motivation was thinking about, like, Jim West. I fucking hate that guy. Like, no, it's crazy. Like, and I love Fluffy. He's a stand-up guy. Is there anybody that's 35 around here? Anybody close to 35 years old? Can you picture being 35 years old and meeting a sweet little 14-year-old Aspen lad and saying, I'm going to marry her when she turns 18. That's what fucking Jim West did. So whenever I was in that cage and me and Fluffy are locked in and I'm looking over at Jim West, and I
don't know who this Jim West is, but apparently Sean Strickland doesn't like him.
Fluffy. I was fighting Jim West. Swear to God.
To be clear, I did not.
If it helped him win the fight,
Oh,
then.
yeah, you baited the fuck. But it was good. You made it interesting. I mean, these motherfuckers are so boring in this sport.
Ooh, that
You
same
guys have
reporter's
no
talking to him. I don't know
Kobe,
who her,
like,
what her
pretend,
name is
you
or
know,
so, but
pretend
W her
Republican, but, like,
asking questions.
Who's really like entertaining? You got Chimaev, the fucking go fucker. Like who's really entertaining in this division? Nobody. So. Oh, that's a wrap. Anyways. Wait, I got one for Smo. It ain't a rap, dog. Relax, UFC motherfucker. What's up, Smo? I gotta ask
And he's
you.
still talking when they cut off his mic.
Win streak. Do you feel like Sean Strickland did enough to get the next title shot in the middleweight division?
Yes, I fucking did. I don't think this thing works. I'll stand up. Yes, I did enough. Listen, you don't want to see any of these motherfuckers fight that little Chechen war. You want to see the last fucking American in the sport going fuck that guy up, and that's what's gonna happen.
What did Sean Strickland do to beat Hamzat Chimaev in
Anything I fucking want, dude. Anything I fucking want, dude. I'll bring a fucking goat. He'll get distracted. Anything I fucking want.
Shout out to this channel. That's crazy. I watch this channel a lot to see the highlights. Oh my days, man. Well, there you have it. No wonder why this was going crazy on the internet. Like, I heard a lot of these clips surfacing, especially when they cut off his mic. Even, you know, they mostly let the fighters say what they want, freedom of speech and everything. But when it does get to Dana, I'm sure I admire any respects to just let it have at it. But when it does affect his sponsors and everything like that, I could see him doing that for the business. And, hey, it's his business. Respect to that. That's one thing about Strickland that kind of hurts him a little bit, even though I respect him speaking his mind, even when it's random and out of pocket, is if you're going to want sponsors and whatnot, which I doubt he cares, but if he wants a lot of those sponsors for himself, like his own personal sponsors and sponsorships, all that, business investments, well, mostly just sponsors, you kind of have to be a little more diplomatic with some things. That's one thing he doesn't care about. If he wants to leave that money on the table and go with his own thing, then, you know, more power to him. But yeah, when it affects Dana White, he goes, okay, now I have to put my foot down with this when it affects his whole business. So, you know, like it or not, it is what it is. Sponsors aren't entitled to, even though it's free speech, and like it or not, they're not entitled to put that through their support that or give money and whatnot. It's America, their business. so it is what it is. But yeah, that's Sean Strickland speaking his mind. I gotta come up with a funny title for that. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that. I enjoyed it, as if you caught me laughing and speaking a bit of my mind too. Like, that is crazy. I hope he is just talking smack and making stuff up about Khamzat Chimaev, because I actually like him as a fighter, as well as Khabib. Khabib's my favorite Russian Muslim fighter. I highly respect that guy. You know, despite some other things I may agree or disagree with, I hope they do not associate themselves with enemies of the country in a lot of other countries, let's say. But shout out to the UFC, shout out to the fighters, all good. I used to want to, when I was more younger and a bit of a more hothead, I used to want to be a fighter. But after getting, you know, getting my fair share of hits in school and, you know, defending myself and winning some fights and maybe, you know, I'll just say losing a fight or two, it definitely wakes you up and say, yeah, unless you're really built for that, you would rather not want to do that for the living, especially if you have other options on the table. But I really respect the fighters, the UFC. They get slept on of the job they do to entertain us. It's one of the forms I respect of, like, the gladiator type of events that went back on in the Dark Ages, and they keep that around, but, you know, more safer and more in somewhat safer space, because the UFC is one of the hardest sports where they're actually getting tackled to the ground like they did back in the day, and except of getting killed, they get beat on really bad. So you should see that. I digress. Nomads, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, all that other stuff. I will see everybody next time. Take care.